Farmers in Somerset are being encouraged to talk about their mental health amid concerns increasing numbers of them are dealing with extra financial pressures and isolation. Informal clinics are being set up at farmers' markets in the county to make it easier to access help. We'll hear more about that in a moment. But first, Lee Madden has been hearing about some of the difficulties farmers encounter.
It's all go on this farm today. It seems obvious the job is physically demanding, but it's the hidden demands that often get ignored.
You're very much on your own and you've got the radio, but you don't seem to talk to or see anyone necessarily to talk to. And I think that's where it's hard. It is a very isolated job.
For 2 years in a row, James Arney's won a competition to be named Britain's fittest farmer. It's a fun event, but with a serious message to get those working in agriculture to think about their well-being. Farmers spend their days outdoors in the fresh air, being close to nature. In some ways, it sounds really good for mental health, but the reality is it can also be incredibly stressful, with long hours, feelings of isolation and an unpredictable income. Extreme weather, like we're experiencing at the moment, can wipe out entire harvests. Throughout the supply chain, the pandemic has caused shortages, delays and price hikes.
Obviously, feed costs have gone up, fertiliser costs have gone up a lot. It's been difficult because now they've gone up, it's a lot tighter. The budgets have to be a lot tighter to make money or even just stay afloat.
You're there 24/7. I know a lot of farmers where they have a difficulty actually stopping work and they burn themselves out.
For years, Todd Merson felt trapped farming near Taunton.
I didn't enjoy a lot of the routine work. I didn't know how to extract myself from it, from a family business. I was the fourth generation, and who was I to give up? And that became quite depressing.
After 15 years, he managed to leave and retrained as a lawyer. He now helps other farmers, as does Becky Wright, who specialises in workplace well-being.
We've seen an increase in people talking about their mental health. They probably wouldn't be using that language, but people just saying they've had a very difficult time, that they seem to be facing mounting problems.
Drop-in clinics have now been set up at livestock markets to encourage farmers to open up. Lee Madden, BBC Spotlight, Somerset.
Well, with more on this, here's Becky Wright, who you just saw in that report, and Trudy Herneman. Thanks for joining us. Now, you run a group called, let me get this right, Farmerado. Is that right?
Farmerado.
Farmerado. I was nearly there. I'll let you explain what it does. It's a support group, but tell me how it works.
So the Farmerados are a group of volunteers based on the principles of Camerado, which is about providing mutual aid. So the idea is that we fundamentally sort of look out for each other. We offer public living rooms in farmers' markets or in farming events so that people can come and talk.
Trudy, tell me, what's a public living room?
So the public living room it's just an area, a sort of safe space, if you like, where people can talk to each other. What we find is we take tea and cake and we go to the markets or we go to a show and we just invite people to come and talk to us. We don't formalise it as talking about mental health. We might just be asking, are you bringing any stock to the market? Would you like a piece of cake? Would you like some tea? And it's just being alongside people, not trying to fix them.
Well, people never say no to cake, at least in my experience anyway, but do people open up to you? Do they want to chat?
Yes, definitely. I mean, we're very fortunate in that most of the people that come and work on the stand are from a farming background. So what you find is it's about knowing that community and being part of that community. So this isn't about having experts or people who are qualified in any particular way. It's about mutual aid. It's about creating a space where anyone could be the answer to the next person's problem.
So it's not just about farmers reaching out then, it's also about how their surrounding community can help them too.
Definitely, it's everyone in the community. There's many different touch points that you might see. So it might be farmers' wives, it might be children, it may even be people helping out on the farm or who work in the farming industry that we would see.
And farming, it's always been a tough job, hasn't it? But with the pandemic, and let's not forget with Brexit too, has it become quite critical, the situation now, considering people's mental health?
My sense is that we know that there are more services there for people, but people won't necessarily from that community access those services. So the gap that we're noticing is the gap between trying to encourage someone to access them. And I think if you've got a friendly face, if you've got people who can do that signposting and do it in a way that they're just having a chat with someone, then that's going to add to increasing that resource, but helping people to access that resource is what we really need to do right now.
OK, well, Becky and Trudy, I found it very easy to chat to you. Let's hope others do too. Thanks very much for speaking to us tonight.
Thank you for having us. Brilliant. Thank you.